Welcome to another Founder Wisdom Pod and CEO Wisdom Pod, because we have both with us today. Akmaljon Musaev is the founder and CEO at Hyperapp. He also founded Gamefall. That one fell. And 3 years and 8 months ago, we're going to talk about that as well. He's in Uzbekistan, so he'd be my second guest from there. So I'm going to ask a bunch of questions about Uzbekistan. I'm quite interested by that. If people want to start, scale, be invited to podcasts like this one, they can go to podpire.com. That's my podcasting agency. We help people in very unconventional way to monetize podcasts. So whether that is you're starting a pod to learn, to experiment something new, to be on the radio, quote unquote, to network with very powerful people you wouldn't have the opportunity to normally network with, to also grow your subscriber base, communities, and even get leads and clients, podcasting can all do that for you. They're quite wonderful. I call it a podcast flywheel. So podpire.com if you need help for that. Well, we have a cool guest today. Akmal, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and tell us a bit more about hyperapp?
All right, I'm Akmaljon Musaev. I'm an entrepreneur and startupper. I started my startup called hyperapp about 1.5 years ago. It's first enterprise level cloud service provider in Uzbekistan. Maybe we're gonna go to another countries also in the Central Asia. Our goal is to launch here in Uzbekistan cloud services, and then from the next year, we will move to the Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan also. At the moment, we have a team of 13 people and already getting all the stuff done and trying to launch our project in October. So, and about myself, I got my bachelor's from Westminster University in Tashkent. I've been project manager about 5 years, and I'm into IT more than 10 years already. I launched a couple of projects, websites in my childhood when I was studying at the school. So far, I'm here.
That is great. Tell us a bit more about hyperapp. What do you guys do exactly, and who do you serve?
All right, we are the cloud service provider for the enterprise companies payment systems which has high load traffic or high load systems. So we provide even data lake when you have, couple of big datas, and to analyze it. It takes lots of time for just simple virtual machines. So we have powerful cloud that can be used for AI also. You can launch your AI on our cloud also. And I think this is it. And it's going to be one of the most secure clouds in Uzbekistan.
In Uzbekistan, so only the Uzbekistan market, or do you also have clients from elsewhere? Okay.
At the moment, our goal is to cover the Uzbekistan, but we have some clients from abroad who are launching their projects in Uzbekistan. There is a law of personal data that personal data of citizens has to be stored locally in Uzbekistan. So that's why everybody can be our client as far as they use cloud inside of Uzbekistan.
Hey, and what's the story? How did you get to that startup? Because prior to that, you had Gamefall. What happened to that one?
All right, let's start from the Gamefall. When I launched Gamefall, there were a little amount of people who were game developers or some artists in game development. It was hard to find cool stuff, so we hired junior personnel I can say. And we tried to teach them. It was going very well. We had some contracts from abroad. We were outsourcing and developing our game. But the thing is, we wanted to make a 3D game, massive game. It was a mistake. We were developing about a year and we were running out of money. Even our MVP wasn't ready yet. So we didn't have money, we didn't have enough skills in order to complete the game that we wanted. So I needed to shut down the project and then move on. At that time, I was doing some project management jobs and I was using some kind of clouds that exist in Uzbekistan, and I was disappointed. I couldn't get the service, high quality service, and it was my pain. So after that, I started HyperApp.
And the story that led to HyperApp is you were a project manager at a similar company before. What are you offering that is better there? Is it the price? Is it the security? And how can you back the security up via like huge companies that have a full-time team of like 100 engineers to make sure that their servers are secure?
Yeah, definitely. Good question. I cannot compete with the price. I cannot compete with the price with hyperscalers such as Google, Amazon, or someone else. So the cloud that we are launching is powered by powerful tools which are top in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. We are using Lenovo's hardwares, hyperconverged. We are doing hyperconverged infrastructure. We are using Nutanix instead of VMware. We are using HiQ for disaster recovery. But I can say that in Uzbekistan, sometimes there is a problem with the electricity, and even the data centers that have tier 3 cannot be reliable. So that's why we are launching HyperApp. We are connecting multiple locations with our hardwares. So when one shuts down, another will be turned on simultaneously. We're using synchronous and asynchronous backupping. So it will be switched just in a second. And we can provide the fastest disaster recovery because as I told you, we're using hyper-converged infrastructure, and the data of the clients will be in the multiple clusters. So it will be easier to recover it very quickly. And about the security, Nutanix is one of the most secure operation systems for the infrastructures, and also we have multiple layers of security with hardwares and softwares, and we also use international standards such as TLS, DNS security, and also AES 256 encryption, which makes our cloud more secure than others.
Uzbekistan, how's the startup community doing there, and how can the country compete on the international scene?
Our country is already competing in the international scene. We have startups who are already launching in a couple of countries instead of Uzbekistan. From here, people are launching projects in US, in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Azerbaijan or other countries. The thing is, for the international companies and for the local companies, there is a big opportunities. We have IT Park. It's like which gives opportunity to decrease the taxes. For example, we have a decree of the president. We have laws that gives more opportunity for IT companies. For example, you don't have VAT tax if you are resident of the IT park, and income tax is 7.5%, and you don't have any corporate tax at all. So it gives more opportunity to save your money, to reinvest to your company, and also for the import-export, you don't have to pay extra money. For example, if you're buying some equipments. And also, recently, they said that for the international companies who is coming in Uzbekistan and opening the branches, the government gonna refund about 50% of the rent and staff expenditures. It's a big opportunity.
And you're a member of the IT part now, so I guess innovation can happen there. What are your top 3 goals for this year?
Launching our project and making our project so well, so each client were satisfied, and also I think increasing the staff, finding the right people to the right place.
Where can people find out more about you, Akmal?
Only LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Thought you were gonna say OnlyFans. I was surprised that you're this type of guy.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
So
okay,
like
sorry to interrupt. LinkedIn, yeah.
Yeah. Only LinkedIn. I used to use LinkedIn more, and after that, I use Telegram for personal chatting, messaging. Telegram is very popular in Central Asia.
Right. So. Okay, and the website of HyperApp, I guess, is the one I have here, right? So hyperapp.cloud.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
And that was another Founder Wisdom podcast with Charles Cormier as your host. You can find us at founderwisdompodcast.com and ceowisdompodcast.com.